On Life on Top, we meet an award-winning writer.
African female authors have come a long way from the 60s when they were hardly acknowledged as serious writers to these present times when their works have steadily risen in quantity and quality. These writers are redefining womanhood, providing new visions and reshaping the representations of African women in fiction. One of such female writers is Sefi Atta, a chartered accountant turned writer.
I was competent as an accountant, but I was never really interested in looking after other people's money, and I was writing part-time. I was more interested in that. So when I got to Mississippi and found myself out of work for the first time in my adult life, I thought, why not try this? Why not do this for a short while? And I haven't stopped writing since.
Starting up as a writer was initially challenging.
I questioned myself the most, whether I would be able to make that transition. But the passion I had for writing was so much. I'd get up every morning, I'd be so excited about the next day. I never felt that way as an accountant, And so it made sense to me that this is what I'm going to be doing for the rest of my life. But of course you have your fears. I was used to receiving a regular paycheck, and for once in my life I was doing speculative work, which meant that I may not get paid at the end of the day. It was very terrifying for me.
Sefi often gets into trouble with friends as she draws her inspirations from stories they've told her, among other things.
Lagos inspires me, women inspire me. Oddly enough, I say this as a joke that I'm basically a village gossip, but I'm not really, because there's so much work that goes into it. But the stories that are passed to me, I feel the need to pass them on to other people, and that's basically what I do. So sometimes I have works that resemble the gist that my friends have given me. And then I run into trouble because people think, oh, she's writing about me. But no, I'm not really writing about anyone in particular. I'm taking in all their stories and then transforming them into mine.
She talks about her books with so much passion.
Not to be cliched about it, they almost feel like children. I wouldn't compare them to my own real child. But in the sense that you love them for their different personalities. And even the difficulties that you had, So for instance, Everything Good Will Come was my most earnest book. I was naive when I was writing it, and I feel that when I read it, reread it, or sections of it. Swallow was my most whimsical. And again, I appreciate it for that. News from Home, which was initially published as Lawless, was my most muscular and most macho book. And I appreciate it for that, for getting into the heads of the male characters. And my latest book, A Bit of Difference, I would say I've drawn more my life than I've done in any other book. And again, I appreciate it for that. So I like whatever I'm working on. I'm in love with whatever I'm working on. You have to be able to write 80,000 plus words.
Sefi constantly tries to balance out being a wife and mother and is quite grateful to her family for their support.
I've had to make adjustments over the years as well, and that's the truth. To be able to accommodate my writing, and that's why I always thank them in my books. There are times that I have not done what I'm supposed to do as a mother, as a wife, simply because I put my work first. And they've been very nice to me, I have to say, very forgiving of me, and it's great.
She counters the general belief that African women are victims.
I've never accepted that the literary marketplace will value me less. I value myself as an African woman, and I continue to work. Whether they choose to listen to me or not, that's their problem. I'm not voiceless. I'm not voiceless in Nigeria. So, and that's how I define myself. We are not the victims that they make us out to be. I meet African women all the time. I've met them at this conference. We've been able to talk about how to run businesses in Nigeria. We're speaking to each other. And the question is, voiceless to whom? Voiceless to whom?
Looking beautiful is more than what you see and what others can see as well. On Trends, we find out all that there is to being beautiful on the inside as well as the outside.
Women sure love to look good, but then why shouldn't they? But to look good entails a lot more than what we see on the outside. It is the state of feeling good on the inside and radiating it on the outside. Inward beauty, outward radiance. This was the theme of the recent gathering by a female movement focused on educating women on the importance of looking good on the inside as well as on the outside. In attendance were women all eager to contribute as well as learn from the different presentations and discussions.
Most people, when they do this, the importance is
the founder, Nike Owolabi, shares her thoughts on the purpose and likely impact of the event on the women.
Well, I hope that they will be able to walk away with a lot of information because we discuss on the total well-being of the woman, and our aim is to achieve the balance between the inner beauty and the outward beauty. So there's a lot of information. We also hope that they would network, which could also be a business opportunity for some of them. We also hope to just relax and have fun.
Lots of issues were lined up for discussion. First of all was weight loss. Wonder what part of the body women yearn to lose weight in the most.
The tummy. It's the tummy. It's the tummy because after child, even people that haven't given birth, they have that problem.
Most of us have to work on our tummies anyway because most of us have given birth.
Weight consultant Demi Idowu showed the women some easy to do at home exercises.
Yeah, you're lifting, you're feeling, and you're stretching from your core. I mean, you can also feel it in some and back, and you feel it here. You'll actually go down, but you're stretching this muscle back here. And this ones, side ones work that part and kind of help you. And then to stand against a wall, you can actually go all the way down. If you go this way, you're working this. If you open your legs, you're working further.
One can talk about looking good without talking about health, says Modupe Tobun, a medical practitioner. Modupe gave the women a few tips to staying healthy.
Possibly you have never tasted sugar before and you have diabetes because it's about insulin. And most of the things we eat end up being converted to blood glucose. That's why we call it disease of sugar. We are not saying don't eat rice, but let's say be small quantity. How do you say small quantity? We say use a fist. Let's say this is your fist. Let the rice be like this fist, then you put beans, you put vegetable. You will feel up.
She dispelled some misconceptions about eating right.
If you eat frequently, like every 4 hours, but little meals, you are not likely to be fat. You are not likely to gain weight. Compared to you eat a large meal now and you stay hungry till evening, you now eat. That's why people say that you're always eating and you're not getting fat because they are doing it the right way.
More topics on the menu were building your self-esteem, shopping right to save costs, and making up the right way.
There's several things that we go through in life, but the ability for you to be on top of those things and still remain happy. Marital issues, career issues, ambitions, financial issues, businesses, think of it. Parental issues. But the ability to look at all of these things that you have to face in life and still stay on top of things and decide to be happy. And that is why people say that happiness is a state of decision. You decide.
Some of the attendees react to the event.
It's a very good event, really, because you have topics that touch on a lot of things.
And it's insightful. It gives you get to meet different people, you get to meet real people.
To look good, you've got to feel good.
I certainly hope you have enjoyed today's episode of A Woman's World. Before we go, let's inspire you with this quote. A Woman's World has a message for you. like to hear from you. Send us your suggestions and comments via our Facebook page, A Woman's World TVC News, or using Twitter at TVC Woman's World. And that's all we have for you today. Don't forget to tune in next time. I am Oyinlola Sale.